There's an MMORPG being developed in the Horizon franchise, and we're going to discuss everything we know about it, which I admit is very little. But if you read between the lines, there's a story unfolding that might tell us both about this game and the future of MMOs. Here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start with the facts before finishing with some speculation so that those of you who are here solely for the information can quickly get what you need and skedaddle. So let's jump right in. In 2022, rumors of a budding partnership between Sony PlayStation and South Korean publisher and developer NCSoft began to circulate, culminating into an eventual acknowledgement. For those of you familiar with MMOs, NCSoft might sound like a strange bedfellow for Sony. PlayStation is a brand defined by high-quality premium products. NCSoft is not. Responsible for the Lineage franchise, Blade and Soul 1 and 2, Ion, and the upcoming Throne and Liberty, among many other MMOs, NCSoft's name is not associated with quality, consistency, or even the promise of ongoing support. Rather, their games are regarded as cynically designed, aggressively monetized titles that largely play themselves. I'll point to NCSoft's 2021 release, Lineage W, which is the fifth and final entry in the Lineage franchise. NCSoft's original intention was to create a global battle community by hosting players from around the world on a unified server, but that ambition would not come to pass. The game was released on mobile and PC to a middling critical reception following player criticisms over monetization and autoplay. While Lineage W broke revenue records upon its release, earning over $150 million by the end of 2021, it largely failed outside of South Korea. Most notably, Lineage W performed poorly in Japan, East Asia's second largest gaming market, a result which is likely responsible for NCSoft's reluctance to bring the game to the West. I bring this up for a few reasons. First, Korean publication MTN has confirmed that the Horizon MMO, which is being called Project Skyline by NCSoft internally, is being supervised by director Hong Young-choi, who led development on Lineage W. While this fact doesn't immediately suggest that the Horizon MMO will be an isometric grind fest that plays itself, it doesn't inspire confidence. Second, a recent rumor insinuates that the game will be released on PC and mobile, which would be par for the course for an NCSoft title, but certainly not for a new addition to one of Sony's most commercially viable properties. Could the Horizon MMO skip a PS5 release altogether? While the idea seems unthinkable, this NCSoft job listing, which is for a game programming position on Project Skyline, describes the game as an open-world PC/mobile MMORPG, no mention of the word console. Third, reports state that Project Skyline is being developed using Unreal Engine 5 rather than Guerrilla Games' signature engine Decima, which has been used to build some fantastic games, most notably Death Stranding and obviously both Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West. It's worth noting that Lineage W was built using Unreal Engine 4, which means that Unreal 5 is closer to home for NCSoft, but it's not the toolset that brought us one of Sony's most kinetic gameplay offerings of the last generation. Fourth, that MTN report also states that the scale of Project Skyline is currently at 140 people, while the team for Lineage W was 147, so one could reasonably assume that the projects are of a comparable scale. All of these facts before us paint a picture. Project Skyline is being built within a similar framework to Lineage W. From the project scale, to the project director, to the use of Unreal Engine 5, to the possibility of PC/mobile exclusivity, every detail points to the Horizon MMO looking a lot more like Lineage W than Horizon, which is, in my opinion, a bit of a bummer. While the game is obviously in early development, we can guess when Project Skyline might launch based on some internal comments from NCSoft and Sony's own plans for the remainder of the PlayStation 5 generation. Citing MTN yet again, NCSoft's release efforts appear as follows. They launched Throne and Liberty in December 2023, but only in South Korea. For 2024, NCSoft hopes to launch the game globally, followed by an effort to launch the highly anticipated Ion 2 in 2025 at the earliest. Without being given a specific date, let alone a date range, NCSoft has confirmed that Project Skyline will launch after Ion 2 and not a moment before. The obvious conclusion is that the Horizon MMO will launch sometime in 2026. To further support this conclusion, we look to Sony's cross-media efforts. With a successful HBO adaptation of The Last of Us, strong box office performances from both the Uncharted and Gran Turismo films, and more upcoming adaptations of their first-party intellectual properties, we need look no further than the rumored Horizon 2074 series being developed at Netflix. Current estimates suggest that the show will premiere in, you guessed it, 2026. If the stars align, then the launch of the Horizon MMO could be bolstered by the popularity of a Horizon Netflix series, assuming that everything goes to plan. Still, all that being said, the only confirmed information that we have regarding the release date is that Project Skyline will only release once NCSoft launches Ion 2. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the Horizon MMO will release as late as 2027, so don't hold your breath. Everything I just relayed to you, as far as I can tell, encompasses all of the publicly known information regarding Sony and NCSoft's upcoming collaborative MMORPG. For those of you who are here strictly for the facts, here's your moment to move on to another video, preferably one of mine. If you'd like to hear my thoughts and speculations about what this game is going to look like, then feel free to stick around. Either way, I'll take this moment to ask for a bit of feedback in the form of a like or a comment, and if you're feeling generous, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell before you go. Now, let's talk about Project Skyline. Is this upcoming Horizon MMO already doomed? There's a great deal of catastrophizing in the MMO community, particularly in the content creation space surrounding this genre. Some of it is certainly overblown, but concerns towards NCSoft's game design and business philosophy are well-founded and informed by history. I urge all of you to download either Lineage 2 Revolution or Lineage 2M or both on your mobile device and play them for at least 5 minutes if you can stomach it. These are not video games. They are shambling simulacrums of a meal selection screen at McDonald's. There's more strategy and depth in Cookie Clicker, for God's sake. In my opinion, this partnership between Sony and NCSoft makes about as much sense as developing a Horizon MMO in the first place. It reeks of the same short-sighted thinking that led to the acquisition of Bungie in the same year that Sony entered a partnership with NCSoft. Bungie, as some of you might know, has floundered since Sony purchased the studio, leading to public acknowledgments by Sony Interactive Entertainment's newest CEO that they're unhappy with Bungie's irresponsible money management and general lack of accountability. If Sony desired an MMO as part of their second-party suite, then outsourcing that work to a publisher and developer known almost exclusively for aggressive monetization strategies and for an apparent aversion towards games that actually require you to play them was not the right decision. To me, it appears as though Sony is looking for the quickest and cheapest way to pad out the financial quarters during the latter half of 2026 with the hopes of capturing the Candy Crush demographic when the Netflix adaptation of Horizon premieres. There's one more point that I want to make before we wrap this up. Within the MMO community, there is a notion that new titles are few and far between. Many of us, myself included, are playing games that are ancient by industry standards because not only are MMOs difficult to develop and therefore fewer in number than other genres, they also take years to establish themselves after they launch. Thing is, there are actually tons of MMOs in the market that you've never heard about, but you won't find them on the PlayStation Store or on Steam. These MMOs exist on the Google Play Store or on the App Store, and they all suck. They follow the traditions established by developers like NCSoft or Pearl Abyss, offering elaborately animated menu surfers that barely qualify as video games. After researching what little I could about Project Skyline, my current conclusion is that this game will add yet another title to that growing number of cynical, forgettable, and altogether terrible so-called mobile MMORPGs. Do yourself a favor. If you're part of the slim cross-section on the Venn diagram of players who love Horizon and the MMO genre, don't bother looking forward to this game. While the thought of a game where you and your friends can run amok in a post-apocalyptic open world, setting traps and crafting bombs in order to bring down mechanized dinosaurs with a cinematic flair sounds fantastic, the facts simply do not suggest that NCSoft's project will be even a slight approximation of that ideal. If you're really desperate, then just go play Monster Hunter World. You'll thank me later. Alright, we'll go ahead and call the video there. If you stuck around to hear my thoughts, then please consider sticking around for more MMO content. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to tap the bell too. Plenty more videos coming your way, please look forward to them. Minding my manners, of course. Thanks for watching.